Yesterday evening I spent my free hours, 6 to 9 p.m., looking for somewhere to get my ear pierced. I checked on Google and found a piercing studio on our road that was open until 7. Absolute result. So at 6 I set off up the road to get a hole put my right ear. I already have a hole in my left ear from when I was a kid. When I was young, boys were only allowed one ear ring, and it had to be your left ear. Anything else made you a target for schoolyard bullies. Now that having both ears pierced is completely normal, I thought I would join in. However, when I got to the piercing studio I found it was closed due to COVID and they just hadn't updated their website or Google. Okay, no problem, it's only 10 past 6 and I'm only a 5-minute bus ride from a jeweler's that does ear piercing as well. A few minutes later I'm in Forum 1, and I see a pair of faux diamond studs which I like. I take them to the counter and ask if she could do my ears for me. Sorry, I have to keep 1 meter away from customers at all times. So no ear piercing for another 2 or 3 weeks. Oh, I said, she continued, try Google. That might help. So back onto my mobile. Is there anywhere else in Salzburg that is, A, still open due to coronavirus, and, B, still open as it's now 20 past 6? Woohoo! Found one that's open till 7 tonight. And their website is clear they have reopened after lockdown. It's a 5-minute bus ride followed by a 10-minute walk. I can still make it. So run to bus stop, get on bus, get off at Congress Hall, walk quickly to studio, burst through the door. Hey guys, can you pierce my right ear? Yeah, no probs, mate. The only downside was they couldn't do the job with the earrings I had bought. I had to have a small stud. This has caused a slight situation. Firstly, the selection of studs they had that were suitable for a grown man was very limited. There was nothing that I loved enough to buy and wear indefinitely, and I didn't want to buy 2 earrings that I'm never going wear again. I just bought one. So, right now, as I sit typing this, I have 1 earring in. It's a smiley, and it's in my right ear. Luckily, it's 2020 not the 1980s, and no one bats an eyelid anymore. It's now 8:30 and I have already got most of my exercise done for the day. I was sitting on my bed at around 10 past 7 when there was a knock at the door and in walked one of the carers. Mr. Faulkner, you have missed breakfast. It's okay, I have already eaten at 6:15. Oh, okay. Then you can have 30 minutes walking time if you like. Now this was cool. A 30-minute route march, along the river, is a great way to get the blood pumping at the start of a beautiful spring morn. After I got back, I did a swift 10K on the bike machine in the gym, and this afternoon I hopefully have time to do some weights in as well. Being both physically and mentally active are key to keeping sane while in residential care. I have grown to love the aches and pains from hard training. The stiffness and the lactic acid remind you that you have worked hard. At the weekend my roommate, Biscuit, went home to see his missus, pet his dog, play with his son and fix his car. Sadly he had had a bit of a shunt in his car which meant they needed a new front offside panel, lights, bonnet, and bumper. He had managed to source the parts from a scrap heap but not in the right color, so last weekend he painted all the bits up to the right color himself. He showed me the pictures. He's done a very decent job considering it was his first time. It was nice talking to Biscuit about his time at home at the weekend. As I have said before, it would be easy to be intimidated by Biscuit if you were that way inclined. Tall, muscular, shaved head and face tattoos, he makes quite the first impression. But he's lovely. When talking about his weekend he said, I love my son, my dog, my car, and my girlfriend. In that order. I like that. One of the main differences between my 2017 visit and this one, is how many of the shops have changed/failed. The big stores, by which I mean the chain stores, have kept on going, but seemingly all the little independent shops have gone and been replaced by something new. Hairdressers and jewelry stores have been made into car showrooms. Some in the most unusual of places. I mean, I can honestly say I have never been in Spar before and thought, right, is that everything? Milk, cheese, ham, bread, pizza for lunch. Oh, yes, must just pop to the car section. I've got a real hankering for a Range Rover. Been a quietish day today. Well, actually it's been a quiet week really. With the social distancing rules and the continued lockdown at the CDK, we have had fewer group meetings, no self-help group, and no lectures about alcohol from doctors. It has made for a much more relaxing week. Having said that, I have just got back from group therapy. All you do is talk about what you have done last week, and what you plan to do next week. Nothing too strenuous. The only thing of note really was a very worried Slav talking about his liver test results. He had got them back this week and it was twice the safe limit. He scored an 800 when you want no more than 400. He looked genuinely concerned. I told him not to worry. In 2017 my liver test came back at 2,700, and I'm still alive. That seemed to cheer him up a little.